Hey, welcome back. It's Marpat Droid here, and today I'm answering a question that I get a lot. How does mining work in Star Citizen? So I'm going to grab my second account, grab my mole, and we're going to go out and start breaking some rocks. So this guide works for the Prospector or the Rock as well. In fact, if you look at my loadout here, you'll see that my mining lasers are set up similar to what I would expect a Prospector to have with passives. And then my third laser is specifically designed to pick up rocks. Alright, so finding Quantanium is pretty easy on Lyria. We're going to use the tab key to ping, and we're going to use period and comma to kind of zoom in. What we're looking for is a return of more than one star. So that first one only returned one star. That wasn't what we were looking for. The second one, you see 2 stars. Now those 2 stars indicate that there's a cluster. And on Lyria, all clusters are going to be Quantanium. You can also get returns of up to like 5, 6, or 7 star. Those are all Quantanium on Lyria. So right now we're going to start flying ourselves in there, and we're going to switch to scanning mode, and I'm going to show you guys how to scan and how to figure out which rocks you should actually mine. So as we get closer to the rock, you're going to switch to scanning mode and hit the fire button, and you're going to start seeing numbers show up on the left and right side of your screen. What you're looking for on the left is mass and instability, and those relate to Quantanium and the total yield you're going to get. So what you're really looking for is an instability of greater than like 6.5. That's going to mean you're like 30 to 40%. I think 7 instability gives you 40% Quantanium. And that's going to tell you which rocks are actually good to mine. So in this case, the first rock wasn't good. It was 2% Quantanium, instability of 2. This is a 6 point something, and you can see it's a 36% rock at, I believe it was 6K. So this is actually a decent rock to go ahead and start mining. So I used the second account to kind of line myself up, and then it's time to head into the main mining laser and turn it on. I called out the power button here because it is kind of hard to find, so hopefully that helps some people. And now we're going to start scanning the rock a little closer, and you'll look on the right, you see that heat bar. And really what you're trying to do is keep the power in the green. Going into the red can kill you with Quantanium. And what you're going to find, especially with the second laser, you're going to see that green bar really increase in size. Crank it up to 100 on your main. If you're not getting enough heat, go ahead and add some heat from that second laser. I like to crank both of them up to 100 to start out, just to jump it quick. If you have a scroll wheel that has free spin, it's really good for this, because you just go all the way up on your second mining laser, and then as soon as you get right below that green segment, you drop it all the way down. And then this whole game just becomes about balancing, staying in the green, and not going into the red. In red, Quantanium will explode and kill you. Other minerals will just kind of fly all over the place and be a pain in the butt to grab. You'll also kind of notice as I'm doing this video that the mole sinks to the ground every so often. That's desync. So don't panic if your ship's jumping up and down. Once you get the big rock done, you're going to scan all the little rocks, find the rocks that are highest Quantanium, and break those. I usually don't worry about the non-Quantanium rocks because the profit just isn't there. I'd much rather load up with, 4,000 quant than, a bunch of miscellaneous stuff that's not going to sell. So now we're breaking up these orange bordered rocks. See the little purple ones are starting to pop up? Those are the ones we're going to grab. And now we're moving over to the actual third laser that I have. That's basically it's a helix with a bunch of exciter modules, and it pulls up the purple rocks almost twice the speed of my other laser. So we're going to go ahead and grab those, and then we're going to head back. And you'll notice we certainly don't grab all of them. But what happens is once we get that first piece of quant, there's that 15-minute timer that starts. You don't have to rush. As long as you have an XL1 drive, you have plenty of time to make it wherever you need to go to drop off your Quantanium. So we're just going to pick up the rest of this, and you'll notice we don't pick up everything. We left a lot of the low value rocks here because we don't need them. Once we're done, it's time to hop in the pilot seat, head back to Arc L1. So a quick trick to avoid pirates is actually to jump to a different Lagrange point, cut your jump short, and then come to Arc L1 from an alternate angle. That way you don't get intercepted. Now it's important to remember when landing, you want to be gentle. The Quantanium is very easily upset. Now this alarm that you're about to just hear, this means that you have 7 minutes left until your Quantanium detonates. So now is when you want to really start to kind of hustle, but you still have plenty of time to get off the ship. As a sort of demo, I left my second character in one of the turrets to show you what can happen and how you can lose Quantanium. You see the ship kind of bouncing around, and then you're going to hear the 30-second alarm go off. That Quantanium's now gone, so let's try this again the correct way. No one in the turret, and now all we have to do is check our vehicle in, store it, and the timer stops. We can now take our time and go down to the refinery. On the way down to the refinery, there are 3 real methods you can use to refine quant. Thinix solventation is the one I usually do. It's the lowest cost, longest time, highest yield. But there's also Ferron exchange, it's kind of in the middle, and then pyrometric, which is really expensive, but it is a lot faster when it comes to refining your ore, meaning you get that profit soon. It's really up to how much you want to spend in order to sell to get your profit. And really, like, if you need the money now, you would want to use a faster one. That's up to you. You can look at the times just by going in here and looking around. That's it. That is mining in about 7.5 minutes. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, like and subscribe. If you have any other tips, go ahead, help everyone out, leave a comment below. Share your strategies, and until next time, good game, America.